Jaleco released 2 games on consecutive days, March 5th and 6th, 1993, and I think they made a poor choice of which game to release first. Jaleco's last Famicom game being the last Famicom golf game carries a bit more weight than their last Famicom game being the last Famicom hockey game. As a genre, golf on the Famicom has both come a long way and not really gone that far at all. The original golf popularized the backswing and then striking the ball interface that became the standard way of playing golf video games. And the games that followed it up were mainly about improving the presentation rather than improving the game itself. Mezase Top Pro might be a late Famicom game, but copies are weirdly common. There are still sealed cases running around, and my copy that I'm playing in this episode was a sealed copy I picked up for about 1,500 yen. The game has a subtitle, Green ni Kakeru Yume, or The Dream of Betting on the Green, and that's green like a golf green, not green like the color. Yeah, I think that's kind of a weird subtitle as well. Mezase Top Pro has all of the options that you'd expect in a golf game. You can play by stroke, where you're trying to get the lowest score around the course, skins where the lowest score for a particular hole wins it, and a challenge mode. Challenge mode is essentially career mode for the game. You start out as a young man attempting to go pro, have to go to Q school, and then if you pass that, you take part in tournaments, earning prize money. There's also an option to practice any hole you like, and options where you can turn things off and on for your game. On the course, it looks an awful lot like what you've seen before, but there are a few odd key differences. You hit A to start the backswing, hit A when you reach the power you want, hit A when you're ready to strike the ball. I noticed that you have to stop your swing pretty far from that center point for it to have a significant effect on your swing. Your shot will almost always go exactly where you aimed it at. When you're within 100 yards of the green, this changes. Now you have your choice of 3 different approach shots, a rolling shot, a high shot that will stay put where it lands, or a lower shot that will land and roll a bit. And now you only have to hit the button once to make it go. That style of bar is also used in the putting, and that red line on it is important. If you hit A below that red line, the ball's probably not going anywhere. There's effectively no power behind it if you strike early. So you have to put a lot more oomph behind these swings than you might think. One more thing about the greens. The slope markers are kind of deceptive here. Yes, the green slopes in that direction, but the green slopes like it was built on a cliffside. Even the tiny arrows have a huge effect on your putting. It'll take you 4 or 5 holes to get used to this, but once you do, Mezase Top Pro becomes really easy. There's 2 courses in the game. I played both of them, and I shot 7 under par on the second course. Usually I don't spend enough time with these golf games to dial in how my shots work, but here it was trivial. Unsurprisingly, since it's a sports game from 1993, Mezase Top Pro has absolutely no impact in Japan. We're talking so little impact that this video that you're watching right now is almost definitely the most watched video on YouTube about the game. And I am well aware of how small my audience is. I found Mezase Top Pro to be a perfectly competent golf game, and just having 2 courses puts it in the upper half of Famicom golf games. But it's still just a golf game. And golf is departing the Famicom not really that far from where it started.